The Bible said it's never glad about injustice, but rejoices whenever truth wins out. Amen. It's never glad at injustice. The church should never, ever celebrate injustice. Amen. I've heard preachers talk against Juneteenth, which is what's being celebrated today. And they say, well, no, American independence was July 4th. Not for slaves. Not for slaves. Not one of them. When the Declaration of Independence was signed, not one of them went free. But when that Emancipation Proclamation was signed, freedom. So when they're celebrating Juneteenth, amen, in the black community, we don't need to be sitting there going, well, bless God, it's July 4th. No, no, no. Let's celebrate the fact that God set them free. Let's thank God for the fact that they were able to, the chains were able to be broken off their life. That means something to them. Amen. It means something powerful and profound to them. But it also brings us back to remembrance. God, don't ever let us go back there again. Don't ever let us be okay with injustice. Don't ever let us be okay with oppression. Amen. That's the reason why I'm not okay with people crying out against Israel, because what happened to them was injustice. Their children were burned alive. Babies, infants, toddlers, burned alive in their beds. And we need to sit there and say, call off the dogs, call off the dogs. No, no. You take those terrorists out. Every last one of them living, you kill them. You destroy them. And people say, well, my God is not like that. Oh, yes, sure, God is. Because when Israel was fighting against the Amalekites, he came to Saul through the prophet, and he said, don't you let anything live. Don't you let any animal live. Don't you let any child live. Don't you let anybody live. You take them out. And Saul didn't. Guess what happened? When David had his family in Ziklag, guess who came and took their families? Guess who came and spoiled their goods? The Amalekites. Because Saul didn't take care of business. Don't tell me what my God won't do. I've got a book here that tells me exactly what he does. We should celebrate against injustice. And that's the reason why I put that post today. It wasn't to be socially or politically correct. But to our black brothers and sisters, that's a powerful moment in the history of this country. Amen. And we as children of God everywhere, regardless of what the color of our skin is, because there's not a black race and a white race, there's a human race. Our skin, amen, may take us into ethnic grouping, but there's only one human race. When you hear black race and white race, do you know that that's Jim Crow? That's slavery talk. That's all that is. That, in other words, the white race is one race, the black race is another race, because the white race is superior, the black race is inferior, or the turnaround. There's only one human race, and Jesus died for all of us. And he died so that he could tear down the middle wall of partition and take everything that divided us and make us one sheepfold under one shepherd. So when our black brothers and sisters in this country are celebrating Juneteenth because they were emancipated, we ought to be celebrating with them. We ought to be thanking God for that moment. Amen. It ought to mean something to us.